third Navy crew saw the 2004 Nimitz UFO forming in front of them, but was ordered to stay quiet. So he saw it forming in front of him. That means it was not there, it came out of somewhere. Could this have been coming from another dimension? Could this object have been forming, coming into us, our dimension from some other frequency, or even teleporting? Something else to consider, could this be all part of an elaborate desensitization ploy for the eventual disclosure? This is via the Daily Star. A third U.S. Navy craft witnessed the infamous Tic Tac UFO in 2004 off the coast of San Diego, California, and he witnessed it forming in front. They've witnessed this forming in front of them, but the crew on board were ordered to never talk about what they saw. It's widely believed that two F-18E Super Hornets from the USS Nimitz were the first two witnesses to witness this infamous or famous UFO sighting, the encounter, off the coast of San Diego, November 14, 2004, before a second team were sent out later and caught the object on their camera. Commander David Fravor, piloting one of the Super Hornets, has gained worldwide fame after his testimony was included in a bombshell New York Times article exposing the encounter in 2014. But there are now claims a third aircraft was in the area at the time of the original sighting, with those on board supposedly witnessing the craft form in front of them, quote unquote. Dave Beatty, who interviewed several pilots and witnesses of the UFO as part of his Nimitz Encounters documentary, told Jim Breslow on the Hidden Truth Show that the crew were on the surveillance plane of E-2 Hawkeye. He said, "The gentleman I spoke to, I checked his background, and he did fly in the Hawkeye. The reason he did not want to come forward was because he had to sign a document right after the incident saying not to talk about it. Even going out on a limb and speaking to me was sketchy for him." Now, Dave explained that the Hawkeye crew heard the radio calls from Princeton, Kevin Day instructing Fravor to intercept the Tic Tac. And he continued, "At the time, the entire aircrew noticed one of these objects from up on their plane before taking off. All 5 aircrew would have seen that object. But when the crew landed, things took a weird turn. The director says they were led to a secure briefing room different to the normal one after training exercises. They were then told to sign non-disclosure agreements." And he explained this wasn't really a volunteer process. It was more of a sign this and don't ever talk about what you saw. And it comes after the Daily Star Online revealed how a U.S. Navy submarine also spotted the same UFO some 4 years later underwater. It's by Simon Green of the Daily Star and his son Bended Reality. Now, what's very strange about this is that they seem to be forming out of nowhere, and then other instances when they're flying at hypersonic speeds, then they disappear into another dimension. And this goes along with what the Emerald tablets are telling us of. They were written by Thoth the Atlantean thousands of years ago, translated lately, and they explain that the Atlanteans had interdimensional travel, they had time travel, they had interstellar travel, and some of the Atlanteans did escape the sinking of Atlantis and re-established cities with the construction of pyramids, taking their technology with them to various places in the world. And some of these Atlanteans also became ancient deities of various locations. Thoth became one of the ancient deities of ancient Egypt. And he very clearly tells us that they had the knowledge of interdimensional travel and that they abused it so much that they were chastised for it. So this, according to Manly P. Hall, these things that we see lately could very well be Atlanteans that are still around making themselves visible to us today. Anyway, tell me what you think about this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.